Hey everyone, I'm Nick, and today I'll be doing a countdown of what I believe to be the top 5 movies of all time. So, starting at number 5, I chose The Dark Knight. This 2008 superhero film, produced and co-written by Christopher Nolan, is a sequel to Batman Begins, which was released in 2005. This dark and complex film is one of the first official comic book adaptations that truly succeeds in being a great artistic achievement. With Christian Bale taking on the lead role of Batman, once again, it's pretty clear why his Batman performance has become one of the most iconic and popular Batmans of all time. Ledger's performance in this film is as close to perfection as one can get. The way he plays his role presents the Joker as being terrifying, but at the same time irresistible. The Dark Knight deserves to be called a great work of art because it goes beyond the boundaries of comic book films and has all the qualities a good movie should have. Number 4 on the countdown is The Shawshank Redemption. In this 1994 drama, Andy Dufresne, played by Tim Robbins, is found guilty and sentenced to 2 life sentences for the murder of his wife and her secret lover. While in prison, only Andy and the audience knows that he didn't commit the crime and is in fact not guilty. He ends up forming a relationship with Red, who is played by Morgan Freeman, and he basically narrates the whole film. Now, Andy knows all about bookkeeping and tax preparation, and before long he's been moved out of the prison library and into the warden's office, where he sits behind an adding machine and keeps tabs on all the warden's gains. His fame spreads, and eventually he's doing the taxes and pension plans for most of the officials in the local prison system. This film is basically an allegory about holding on to a sense of personal worth despite everything, which makes it one of my favorites of all time. Moving on to number 3 in the countdown, I chose Saving Private Ryan. In this film, directed by Steven Spielberg, thousands of terrified and seasick men, most of them new to combat, are thrown into the face of withering German fire. But the 8 men assigned to save Ryan are trained to kill Germans, not to risk their lives for publicity stunts. Spielberg showed that it was possible to express even the most thoughtful ideas in just the simplest words and actions. The violent yet poetic scenes in this film are the reason why it's so great. Tom Hanks takes the lead role of Captain Miller, who was an English teacher who survived experiences so unspeakable that he wonders if his wife will even recognize him once he gets home from war. Saving Private Ryan is just an overall powerful experience. Even after the final scene begins to fade, the themes remain and still grow today. Next up is number 2, and I chose Forrest Gump. This movie's hero, played by Tom Hanks, is a thoroughly decent man, which takes place between the 1950s and the 1980s, and he becomes involved in almost every major event in American history. Tom Hanks may be the only actor who could have played this role. When Forrest is called stupid, his mother tells him, "Stupid is as stupid does," and Forrest turns out to be incapable of doing anything less than profound. The director of this film, Robert Zemeckis, is experienced with special effects and uses computerized visuals to place Gump in historic situations with actual people. Forrest Gump's story is truly something to remember and will surely leave you with a smile on your face at the end. And now for the number 1 movie of all time, I chose The Godfather. The Godfather himself is not even the central character in this drama. That position goes to the youngest, brightest son, Michael, who understands the nature of his father's position while revising his old-fashioned ways. The Godfather's role in the family enterprise is described by his name. He stands outside the next generation, which will carry on, and hopefully, angle the family into legitimate enterprises. Although the movie is 3 hours long, it absorbs us so effectively it never has to hurry. Even at this length, there are characters and relationships you can't quite understand unless you've seen the whole movie to its entirety, which is why I believe it is the best movie of all time.